Okay, so I've already done my foundation. So I really love at the moment the NARS Light Reflecting.
Nice.
It's really natural, it feels really light, and actually it's the one foundation that I use that I get compliments like multiple times a week on. It's really lovely.
Wow, it does look amazing.
Oh, thanks. And in terms of application, I'm always curious, do you apply with fingers? Because I'm very much in awe of people that use brushes, but I'm very much on the back of the hand and then onto the face.
So I'm not an application with hands kind of girl. I would tend to gravitate towards a brush. So I would use something like this and apply my foundation. And then to get rid of any brush strokes and imperfections, I'd go in with a beauty blender to refine everything.
Oh, fine. So like, this is actually a really nice one. So it's the Beauty Effect blender, and what I really love is it's got a protector, so
amazing.
It's not rolling around your makeup bag.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would use.
Gathering powder. So have you got a foundation that you're loving at the moment?
Yeah, so at the moment I've actually just started using the brand new MAC Studio Fix foundation. So I've switched it up now that we're getting into the spring months and it's getting warmer. This is a slightly more lightweight texture that I would use and tend to go towards in these months. And what's great about it is that it's got SPF 15, so I've got that sun care in there in my foundation as well. So that added layer of protection, it goes on so great and blends so well with my brush and beauty blender.
So in terms of, I've not done my eyeshadow yet, so have you got anything that you'd recommend?
So I've got some great products here. This NARS palette, I mean, any girl's dream.
With having blue eyes, I quite like pinky tones.
Pinky tones,
It's quite
yeah.
nice to go opposite to the eye colour because I think it really makes them pop. So I think in terms of a quick look, we can obviously use brushes, but as you know, I'm more...
And with the NARS pigments, the finger is a great way to apply it because you really pick up that pigment and you get like a really diluted sort of look.
I think for a very quick look, because we're sort of more daytime today, I would start with a lighter pigment and go into the inner corner of my eye, because what that does is really open up. So I'd start with that inner corner, and then what I would do is find more of a matte tone that's slightly darker to go into the outer edges and along the line. So what I'm doing here is applying my finger initially, then I would probably use a brush to blend,
smooth it
neaten
all
up,
out.
and if I wanted to go really into the corner of the sort of eyes. Another tip would be wetting your brush slightly if you want to create
like the
an
line.
eyeliner.
And I mean, that palette has got the shade for that whole look. So you've got the light shimmery pigments and then the sort of lighter mattes and then that darker matte, which would be perfect for the liner.
Yeah. So what I'm then going to do, once I've got sort of the two-tone look, so it's good to go darker into the outer eye crease. And then what I would do is find like a pop shade, so a shimmer. So you've got your lighter inner corner, darker on the outside, you start blending. And then this is very much where I think the finger's best for that colour pigment.
Yeah, definitely.
I would choose my pop shade and then just brush it through the middle of the eye. And just creates quite a nice quick look, and that's sort of very quick.
Amazing.
Quick eye trick.
And I mean, it matches each other perfectly.
Thanks. In terms of mascara, have you got one you'd recommend?
Yeah, so I am loving the Tom Ford Extreme Mascara at the moment. So I have super straight lashes naturally, and this one gives them the perfect volume and curl, and it's in the darkest black in shade Raven. So I would apply that from the root all the way to the tip. And the brush is kind of smaller at the tip, so I use the tip to sort of really get into my lower lashes.
Would you ever use a brown mascara, or are you always black?
So I've always been a black mascara wearer. I think that's because I do have dark features.
Yeah.
But I've really started moving over to the brown eye makeup. So before I used to use sort of harsh, like dark black liner, whereas as you can see now, I've sort of applied a sort of more smoky brown liner. And I think for a daytime look like today, a brown mascara would work perfectly. And this mascara also comes in brown, so you can switch it up from like a day to night. So in the day you could use brown, but today I've used the black. And then I think to sort of finish my look, I mean, it's really a different sort of routine to most people, and I know the order of doing makeup is like always spoken about, and is there a right way, is there a wrong way? So I do my brows last, but I think that's because I have quite dark,
when your brows are
heavy
lovely,
brows.
the feature.
So I don't need to fill them in too much, but what I do is like to set them so they're not moving about, because I have long brow hairs which can be a bit everywhere. So what I use is my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. So it's a gel that after I finish my look, I can just brush it through my brows, and then it really just sets them into place. And like a small tip, which is something that I don't know if you're supposed to do, but I get quite a few of these little flyaway hairs, and if I need them to stay down for the day, I just pop a bit of this gel on these little flyaways, pat them down, and I'm good to go for the whole day. In terms of blusher and bronze, what do you use? Because your skin is glowing with whatever bronze you have on right now.
So I really love the Hourglass powders. I think because they're super lightweight, this is the ambient bronzing powder, and there's a few different shades. So depending on if it's a nighttime look, if it's daytime, you can sort of dial it up. But I really love that, yes, you get a pigment, but you can build your look. So sometimes it's a bit scary, you get a very harsh line. So I would use sort of quite a big fluffy brush because I don't want harsh lines. I'm not going to use this as a contour today. It's more just natural glow. So I would I'd probably do a mix of the medium and the darker. And then I just use sort of a sweeping motion, and I use the 3 method. So imagine your face as a 3.
A bit of definition.
So you can take your bronze up. You don't need to be scared and just keep it on the cheek. You've got to imagine, where would the sun hit if you were on holiday. I think I really love the fact this is buildable, but also it's long wearing, so it stays all day, and it's really, you can see.
Yeah, the
it's
light
really glowing.
just hits it beautifully.
So that transfers to your face. So it's a really lovely bronzer. As we're getting ready, I've actually applied a balm before lipstick. So I've used Gucci today. I know you love this product as well.
It's one of my faves.
It's
so many uses.
Exactly. So you can go lips, it feels quite nourishing, and then highlight.
Yeah, so I've been really gravitating towards the YSL Candy Glaze. It's super hydrating, and it gives like a great shine.
You can see that straight away.
Yeah, and it just gives a great
really
shine.
Okay, let's talk fragrance to finish off the look.
The final thing.
So I'm really feeling this today. So I've got the Gucci, the Heart of Leo. So I prefer less sweet fragrances. I like something a bit more woody, oody, but also with it being spring, I'm feeling a bit more fruity. So the Heart of the Leo is quite a punchy fragrance, but it's got sort of smokier, woodier undertones, but actually blackberry on the top. So
nice. So it's got that fruitiness to it still, because I'm more of a sweet fragrance kind of girl, but wow, that's so nice. Maybe I'll give that one a go as well. I mean, I normally tend to go towards the sweeter fragrances, but that's not amazing.
Yeah. The other one to talk about is by Rido, the Vanille Antique.
Yeah.
So vanilla is the fragrance at the moment. Everyone's all about the vanilla because it is so delicious, and I think we're seeing a lot of those gourmand food-based fragrances.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to be walking around smelling like a dessert?
Yeah, exactly. I think vanilla is a really lovely way of doing it because the way it pairs with other
and I love how you've layered those 2 fragrances, and I think that creates like your own signature scent, and you can really test different things and find what works for you, or the event that you're going to, or how you're feeling that day. So it's great that you've shown me that you can layer like that.
I've forgotten mascara.
Okay, so I've got a perfect one that I think you'll love. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk mascara.
Ooh.
So it's super good at like pushing up the lashes, so you can give that one a go.
Nice. I think I have heard of this one. It's got quite a unique brush.
Yeah.
The flat side, I think you load the product on, we'll give it a go. And then with the bristles, you then push up. So I quite like a bit of a wiggle. So I take my mascara to the bottom and then wiggle up through the lashes. That's going on really nicely. I feel like it's quite buildable as well. You don't just, I think some clump together really quickly, whereas actually this
looks natural, but like you did that in a few swipes.
Yeah, it's nice. I think you've got to really experiment with mascaras to find your right mascara, because I think one works really well on someone that might bleed or not necessarily work with someone else.
Yeah,
but I think
definitely.
It's all about just getting to know how it's actually to do with your sort of the skin under your eye and your eyelids and what products you might be using.
Exactly, because I've used some where I get a little bit of fallout, or it can go onto my upper lid. So it's great to find that perfect mascara for me, which I did with the Tom Ford, and I guess now you have with the Tilbury.
Well, I know with Charlotte Tilbury, she didn't bring this out for a long time because she was trying to find the perfect formula.
In true Tilbury style.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't bring something out that isn't well tested and vouched for by her. So and I think we can trust. But this, I'm really loving this. Do you always do bottom and top lashes?
So I do, just because for me the look isn't complete without it.
Yeah.
So I would tend to always do both. But I think, I always do mascara right at the end of the look alongside the lip, because I think it just brings everything together. And then like you just saw me doing, just a few finishing touches at the end, and then that's me ready to go for the day.
I will, if I'm doing a red lip, I might choose a more French look, which is just the top lashes, leave the bottom with a red lip. But actually, with this being a slightly more understated iron lip, I probably would do the full bottom lashes.
Yeah, I've never tried just the top lashes with a red lip, so I think I would be definitely giving that a go.
I think it's good if you're a bit, say it's a way of wearing a red lip during the day as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You might
feel like a lot.
Too glam. So if you leave the bottom lashes, it takes it down a little bit, and actually you can then add it on later.
That's a great tip.
After work. And then what I tend to do is just run my finger at the underside of my lashes, because my bottoms are quite long, just to stop any potential bleeding happening. So I find that works quite well, especially when it's easy for it to bleed when it's drying.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
I think that's us ready.
Yeah, and I think we've completed our look.
Quick glam, yeah.